the French and Indian War. They decided to build forts down the Ohio River to trade with Native Americans that stopped the colonies from moving west. The colonists were sent over from Britain. They were mad because they couldn't move west because the French.
The Proclamation of 1763. This forbid colonists to move west of the Appalachian Mountains. Just wait. This triggered a lot of anger through the colonists. The Native Americans kept their land. No proclamation.
Taxation without representation! Colonists were taxed without a representative in Parliament to say no taxes. Parliament is the British government. Colonists were then angry. Now on to the next step.
Boston Massacre. Colonists go to the custom house and throw stones at British soldiers. A British soldier fired and a bigger fight broke out. Soldiers shot and killed 5 and several were wounded. Colonists get even more angry and they'll eventually do something to give themselves consequences.
The Tea Act. Parliament passed the Tea Act in 1773 because the East India Company faced ruin. This meant that the colonists had to pay taxes on tea. The Tea Act angered the colonists because the colonists could only buy British tea, so the colonists are losing a lot of money. The Boston Tea Party.
The Sons of Liberty disguised themselves as Mohawk Indians.
They then boarded East India ships. They dumped 342 chests of British tea into Boston Harbor.
Britain didn't know what to do. Now you know what the Boston Tea Party really was.
Intolerable/coercive acts. King George III realized that Britain was losing control of the colonies. That made Britain angry. The coercive/intolerable acts closed Boston Harbor until the Massachusetts colonists paid for the ruined tea.
The First Continental Congress. The colonists wrote a statement to Britain about the unfair things happening in the colonies. The colonists started forming a list of complaints in the militias. The First Continental Congress was made in 1774. It was like their own little government. The first battles began.
Paul Revere's ride from Lexington to Concord. Paul heard plans to arrest patriots John Hancock and Samuel Adams. Paul was told to warn them, so William Dawes and M.R. Prescott set off for Lexington and Concord. They split up in case they were captured by the British Army.
In 1775, the Second Continental Congress started in Philadelphia. Congress chose George Washington to the Supreme Commander. Colonists spoke with George Washington to have a peaceful resolution. The king refused to look at it. The men were now wanted for treason.
The Battle of Bunker Hill. On June 17, 1775, early in the Revolutionary War, 1775-83, the British defeated the Americans at the Battle of Bunker Hill in Massachusetts. Despite their loss, the inexperienced colonial forces inflicted significant casualties against the enemy, and the battle provided them with important confidence boost. The Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence was signed July 4, 1776. The declaration was to declare independence in the United States. The colonists sent it to the king.
The Battle of Yorktown. The Battle of Yorktown was fought in 1781 against the British. British General Lord surrendered on October 17, 1781. This was a war for independence in colonies.